Welcome to
The Talent.
We're the Talent. Welcome to some nerd stuff.
What's up, gang?
It is great to be back for another episode.
How y'all?
It's the first episode of the year.
Yeah.
Happy 2023.
Yeah.
It's still January, so we could say that.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
I'm Nate.
Yeah.
I'm the host, and then my co-host.
Yeah.
And every time my co-host shows up, it's Trey Day. It's Trey.
Yeah. How's it going? Trey gangin'.
We're happy to be back. Sorry about that last episode. I had sound issues. And just double check.
That's just how you sound.
No. It was the worst.
That's just how you sound.
It was the worst buzzing ever. And
buzzing is your boy bees.
after that, I had to really figure out what was going on. And after that episode with Eric, I figured it out. And now we have never had problems before.
With Eric, Eric was here last time, so he's still with us in spirit.
He's with us in spirit. Oh, yeah.
He's with us in
Oh,
spirit.
yeah, because I didn't show this. I don't think I showed it on camera. He 3D prints now, and he 3D printed me a solid snake.
Yeah.
It's pretty badass. I'm not going to paint it or anything because I'll ruin it. It looks just better. It'll be better white.
I agree.
Because I don't have paint skills like that. But, oh
Drink
my god,
prime.
it's been a good break. It's been some much needed R&R.
What?
By R&R, I mean still working
You
a
mean
bunch of
rest
hours.
and relaxation, except for when there's a cookie podcast.
Oh yeah, we have a cookie podcast. Don't be jealous.
Man,
You were on
fuck them
the
cookies.
you were on the early ones.
Man, fuck them cookies.
You hate. I don't know why you hate on him though. He tries them after the
He says
podcast.
switch
He tries them after the
You know what's
podcast.
crazy? There hasn't been a good week since I was on there.
Oh my
don't,
god!
Don't misconstrue what I'm saying. There's good cookies.
You haven't been.
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the show.
Oh, no, I'm not. I know you're talking about the
cookies.
cookies. I'm not
When
taking
I
a
was
shit
on
the
there,
show.
there was only one bad cookie the 3 times I was on there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, feels like there might be one good cookie a week.
No, 2 weeks ago we had a really good week. This last week though wasn't good. It was like one good one.
Well, I haven't been on it in months. That's
on
it's a
you, that's your
weekly.
fault.
No, but I'm saying since I've been on it, it's been kind of mid.
Yeah.
The cookie selection. There's
They're
been
not-
like
no.
one or two.
You missed the
one or
Christmas
two good
ones.
But
You missed
but I've
the
had
Halloween.
them all. I've had them all. Cause whatever rejects is up, there's a little pile of
the little
rejects.
tiny squares.
Yeah, and so after eating the rejects, like I said, there's only been like 3 or 4 good ones. maybe.
We talk about it on the show, but it's the way. Like it's hard to rate them the way we do. It's very hard. Like it's different going to the store eating it. Like a lot of videos are like people in their car eating it. It is a different experience. It's hard to recreate that.
You realize that we're just doing what all these channels have been doing for years?
Huh.
When it's like, we're going to do a taste test. McDonald's versus Burger King. And then they have the people go get it.
Yeah.
And it takes time. And then it's like 3 hours later by the time you get to it. It's like, yeah, it's right here.
I always think about that on food shows because I watch a lot of Hell's Kitchen. So on Hell's Kitchen, they'll have like an hour to like do something, and then they present. But like we're watching it after it's all edited, so there had to be a bunch of time where they're just sitting around. They're changing the camera. They're checking the lights. Like there has to be all this stuff, and then he tries one bite of each one. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's cold. It has to be cold by the time he gets to it.
Probably is.
Like there's no way.
They might have it on like a little heating plate too.
Oh, maybe. But they already have it usually on. Oh, you know what? They do keep it covered. So maybe there is a heating thing underneath it, and then they lift it off of that and take
Yeah.
it.
You guys can't see, but off camera, the pod dog Dex just gave me the dirtiest look of all time. And that's why I waved at him.
He's like, could you just shut up?
He looked at me like I'm interrupting his nap or something.
On my way before I got home, I seen a short on YouTube, and one of Marquise's, and he was talking about MagSafe is coming to Android.
I
Because
keep wanting to say a joke, but I can't say it.
they're doing like a whatever the tech is. I forgot what it's called. Cough bless you, hiccup.
All of them.
Whatever the tech is called that they use for wireless charging, the company Apple's working with them for their second version of it, and it's gonna have the MagSafe magnets. Probably his guess is that because the Qi, yeah, his guess is that they're going because they want to do the portless iPhone. So they're
Probably.
like, I mean, that's gonna be cool for everybody.
No, it won't. It'll be horrible for everybody.
There'll still be some weird proprietary thing where like it's faster.
So at the top of the show,
Top of the show.
we're gonna take a trip down the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so let's just keep it brief. We'll do the top 3 games you played this year.
Top 3 games.
So give us a little bit, right? Because this is no prep time at all.
Yeah, we didn't prep, but I think I can.
So I'll start off the list. I won't say we'll go no order because it's easier that way.
Should we? Are we good? Or is there any Is there any ones that like we're like we shouldn't do those because those are obvious? Or if it's obvious, it's fine.
If it's obvious, it's fine.
Okay.
Except for one. No, I'm kidding.
No, I was like, which one?
What would it be? Oh, I guess we can start here. The Last of Us 2.
I know it's a good game. I haven't played it.
You know, I had bought it like 3 years ago.
The first one.
No, the Last of Us 2.
The Last of Us 2 has been out for 3 years.
Yeah, at least 2 years.
Oh.
Well, I bought it a while back, and then I just never played it. And so at the beginning of this year, or beginning of last year, probably like right before the summer, I finally just played it. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
People wanted to shit on it, but
Except for I didn't play the second half.
Oh, you only played the first half? You do that.
No.
That's a thing.
No, well, here's the thing. So, there's Ellie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert, he's not going to play the game. That's why I feel comfortable doing this, right? So, there's Ellie.
The little girl from the first one.
Yeah. And she's not little no more. She's
And her
gone.
lesbian lover.
Yes. Right. And they're going through Seattle. Right. Yeah, Seattle. Trying to find the killers of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And
the guy from the first game?
no comment. And they eventually, I forget what happens, but they get to the point where they find them, I think. And then it switches, and you're the killer. You have to play as the killer.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
It's not.
Oh, it's not? You don't like it?
Because, well, you have to think about it. The game has built it up to where you absolutely hate this bitch's guts.
Mm-hmm.
You want Ellie to drive 2 bow and arrows through her eyes and bring them out the backside and then do it again.
But is it because they want you to relate to their
Probably
situation?
So. Probably so. And so the first time, the girl's name is Abby. The first time you play as Abby, you find out that her dad was the doctor that Joel killed to save Ellie. Mm-hmm. Right? And it was a flashback, and you're like, okay, I understand. Okay. I understand why. I understand her motive now. I'm less mad about her killing Joel. I still want her dead, though. Right? It is what it is. I still want her gone. But now maybe they can just fight it out, right? Mm-hmm. But then you go into you're just living her life, and you're like with the people that she kills with. So I looked it up, and I'm like, how long does this section last? I'll power through it. How long does this section last? And they're like, oh, it's like 12 hours, 18 hours. Nope, I'm good.
Dang.
Because
it's a big part of the game.
They split it down the middle.
Oh.
So it's half Ellie, half Abby.
Is that what people got upset? Is
yeah.
That the...
And so I was like, nope, not playing this game. I'm not doing it, bruh. But the rest of the game was really fun. I did enjoy it.
So, for my first game.
No. Doesn't count as a real game.
It's a Xbox Game Pass game. It's a very weird game. It's called Vampire Survivors. And I spent an ungodly amount of hours. So, like, the game, it's like all, like, 16-bit sprites. Mm-hmm. And you select your character, and your character comes with, like, an attack. But you don't hit the attack button. It automatically attacks. Mm-hmm. Every like 5 seconds or whatever, and then it refreshes, and then that part's automatic. So what you do is just like move around. Then all these sprites come in, all these different enemies, and by the end of the game, if you've picked the right balance of like attacks and you've beefed up, you have like these ridiculous powers because you can combine powers. Mm-hmm. Anyways, look it up. It's on Game Pass. If you have Game Pass, it's worth it. It's a weird ass game though.
It sounds weird.
It is like you can't like towards the end. That's how many freaking things are on the screen, and it's just you guys aren't gonna see it. Boom.
Horrible. Just
It's a weird game, but I'm ready for my second one. If you don't have your second one, because I think I have my second one already.
My second one was honestly, and as crazy as it sounds, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
It was a very.
I forgot about that.
It was so. It had been out right for I think a year, but I didn't play it because it was $40. I'm not paying that for what I thought was like some kid, not kiddish, but like a licensed game.
Yeah.
And $40, I'm not gonna do all that, right? But it was on sale for $10 at the start of like winter break. So it's like, yeah, I'll play it. Not a big deal. $10, it's only like half an hour of my life. Whatever. So I buy it, and from the first mission, so like there's the tutorial part, and in the tutorial part, I'm like, oh damn, okay. This is the Five Nights at Freddy's game.
Mm-hmm.
But like free world, where you're always having to duck them. This is gonna be interesting. And then the second mission is like you're in a like daycare with like the play structures, and the lights are out, and you have to hit 5 generators to turn them back on, while this other dude's chasing you, and I'm just like terrifying. And at this point, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be great. And then there's a bunch of other like animatronics and their things. Like one of them is like red light, green light, where it only moves if you're looking at it. I mean, if you're not looking at it. So right now, if you were the animatronic, you'd be still. And then if I turn like this, you would come at me. So like a bunch of just cool mechanics. And I played through it consecutively like 3 times. Because it's not... Sounds crazy.
Well, like that sounds like a lot.
Sounds crazy, but it's a game that speedrunners are able to do in like 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Like start to finish. So for me, it's probably like 10-ish, right? So it wasn't like I spent 60 hours playing this game. It's a short game, but it was just really fun. And once I was done with it, I was like, I'm not done. Like I still want more to do. So I just did it. And that game has like 2 different split branches, and you can't do them again.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you pick this way, you can't ever do this way. So I just went the other way the next time I played it, and it was fun. But yeah, pleasantly surprised. And I guess the best part was that I paid $10 for it, and I was pleasantly surprised. Like I was.
Oh yeah, that's.
I was very
fun.
surprised.
It's
I
always
was
fun
like,
when you play like some cheaper game and you end up putting. That's how that Vampire Survivor game is. It's like a really pretty sure it's only like $10, and it's just like tons of. I spent more hours than I care to say. So I get my second game is kind of a cheat, but it's different. So like a month ago, there was a sale on DLC, and they had some DLC for the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game, which I played through on Xbox One, and I was like, oh, it's the Future Trunks one. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna load it up, and then I'm just gonna play the Trunks part. And then that's gonna be it. Well, then there was all these problems from moving it from one system to the other. I didn't even realize I played it on the old system. Anyways, I had to start it over, and I was like, I'm gonna beat it again because I want all the items and everything. So I was playing it, and it was on like it asked me because I'm playing on the Xbox One S if I want to do performance or graphic. I'm like, oh, I'll do graphic, whatever. I want it to look nice. And it was fine until I got to like... What a
mistake.
It was good. It was fine until I got to the first battle with more than 2 characters. And then all of a sudden it was stuttering. It was horrible. So I'm like, oh, I got to put this on performance mode. And when I put it on performance mode, I understand why people
that
are
60 frames!
Dude, I was like... Oh, this game, it changes the whole game.
Yeah.
Because you can actually see everything. And anyways, so I replayed that whole game again. I still haven't got to the DLC because I got so caught up in it and I forgot how good that game is. And just as a DBZ fan, I think it's the most complete DBZ game that you can get. And it's just, if we weren't going to record, that's what I was going to be playing tonight.
On that kind of replaying a game note, I do it every year for the last 2 years, so I shouldn't be surprised. But I replayed Alien Isolation again this year, and that game is terrifying.
Still, even though you don't.
No, it's not, because it's not terrifying that you know where you are. It's terrifying, and okay, Five Nights at Freddy's is kind of like this in a way, right? But it's terrifying knowing that I have to go through that door. Mm-hmm. The alien can beat me anywhere in between this section right here, and there's nothing I can do. I can't beat it. I can't fight it. I can't shoot it. I can't do anything. I just have to get lucky enough or know where he's at to get myself over there. And it's terrifying. And in Alien, there's a lot of backtracking.
I can't play scary games anymore. My anxiety goes like I can't, like I haven't, I was playing Resident Evil 2 until I got to this time, because there's like a, like in the play, it was big on PlayStation 1, where like an enemy could follow you through rooms, because like the zombies would all stay in one room. Well, it's the same thing in this game, but there's no like load screens between rooms or anything. So freaking, you'll just be walking through trying to solve a puzzle, minding my own business. I've already killed the zombies there, and then the music will change, and then you're all do 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 do. This thing is full blown just running at you, trying to kill you.
Wow.
And it can happen at any time, and you can't kill him. You could waste all your ammo to stun him, but he'll just stay down for like 10 minutes or 5 minutes, and then he'll get right back up and start chasing after you again.
But at least you know he's coming.
No, I stopped playing the game. I stopped playing the game because there was another game like this, like that too. The Super Hot, the like the second game they made. There was like viruses. So did you play Super Hot before? Like I know you played the VR one, but
I played all of them.
Oh, you played both of them?
I have that game on so many platforms.
Oh, so like, you know, like you'd go through like an area where you have to kill people, so you'd be fighting. Well, in that game, there were like these viruses, and they would like infiltrate your game, and they would have like wild like shaped heads or something, and they could do powers like one can zoom across like an area, like it would like dart towards you. Another one like had a sword that it could throw, and then and the sword will come back to it, and it'll keep doing that. So, anyways, this noise would happen. It would bow wow wow, and I'd be with my headphones on, and you know, Super Hot's like quiet, other than when you're like shooting. So it's quiet. You're doing the, and then like it's worse if you're not moving, because then the sound slows down.
In that game, you're just concentrating. You're like,
yeah.
Okay, what's my next move here?
And then, boom, 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 and then you know that this guy's coming for you. So you innately have to try to look around.
Yeah.
But not enough to where I could get to you fast. That one I was able to get through it, but literally,
that's pretty lit.
Like, I was tense the whole time. But anyways.
Honorable mention.
Oh, okay.
And this is a franchise that has gotten a lot of hate recently. So I'm glad that they made this game. And hopefully I'm not the only one who feels this way. From reading the reviews online, I'm not. But that Need for Speed Unbound game they put out, it's like a $40 game.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't a full price game. And I actually had a lot of fun with it. It was kind of a shock drop. You know? Like, there wasn't a whole lot of advertising, anything like that. It was just like, it's out.
Not how they normally do. They did it.
I was really surprised by it. But I bought it, and I had a lot of fun with it. You know? A$AP Rocky is like the poster for that game, right? And he's like the marketing. And for the whole game, I was kind of like disappointed because he's only in like the takeover sections, which is like the drift battles and stuff. He's only in that until you reach a certain point in the game, and then he's like the main person you're competing against.
Oh, okay.
And so I was before that.
So you did like voice work and everything?
Yeah. Before that, I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of sucks. Like. I wanted him to be part of the game at some point, but he wasn't, and then he was, so I was happy about that. There was one mission where you pick him up, and you like drive around town, and he's kind of talking to you the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like, this is kind of interesting, because it's like, oh, I'm having a conversation with A$AP, but he's not saying anything interesting. Like,
it's just talk.
Yeah. He was just talking about like, oh, my brand is about this, and it's about the kids, and teaching, blah, blah, blah. Like a commercial. But I was like, okay, it is what it is.
You know, you gotta get something.
I did have a lot of fun with the game. So they took a lot of the off the wall art style of like the Into the Spider-Verse stuff, and turned it into that's what the cutscenes look like, and it's a cool contrast with the hyper realistic cars. And then like there's art around your car. It's like a comic book almost.
Oh yeah, but you can turn all that off if it's too
You
much,
can,
right?
but I think you'd be like really stupid
Missing out
to do that. Yeah, because it's great. But yeah, actually, I had a lot of fun with that game. I was surprised.
I don't know if I have an honorable mention. I wish you would have prepared me. I would have went on my systems and just like went through because I can't think of about other than one game or two games. I can't think of any of the PlayStation games I played. But so I guess my number one is just obviously because if you've watched anything that we talked about, God of War Ragnarok.
I was gonna say, I hope. Yeah, unanimous number one.
Like that game.
Unfortunately,
that game was so good. I'm gonna go back and replay. I really wish there was New Game Plus. It wouldn't help me right now because I erased my save on accident. So like that wouldn't help me still. But
yeah,
yeah.
God of War Ragnarok. It's so good in so many different ways.
It's just so good.
And you called it, and I'm mad that you called it.
It was like I just had a feeling. I called a spoiler. He's the only person on Earth that can confirm that I actually I seen a spoiler coming, and not like if I tell other people they're like yeah sure whatever. But I seen something and I paused the game and I went and talked to him like okay look. We have like a theory because he had a theory. His own actually liked his theory better than mine.
Right, my theory was better.
Your theory was really good, and then I was like, "This does not seem right," but I don't know. And then I like went back later, and then and he took a long time to finish the game, so I couldn't talk to him for a long
I hit a wall, but I wish I would have known how close I was to the end. I would have just got through it.
Yeah, you
should have said I was like an hour away from the end.
You did so you didn't do any of that stuff in.
I did no side quests.
Oh yeah, there's so many side quests when you open up.
And I'm kind of excited about that because now I get to do those. Like that's like kind of my new game plus. Doing that stuff.
The area that opens up where there's did you see the other lightning bolt?
Mm-mm.
Oh, there's another frozen lightning bolt in a new area, and there's way more connecting areas there. There's hella missions there, and it's all side quest stuff. None of it's like
I'm gonna play through it at some point.
Yeah, I got to go back through it. I'm still messing with Dragon Ball Z.
Great game. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I know you guys put multiple years of work into this, but can we get can you get the little Trace game out of the way fast or something? Like a Miles Morales? Can I get like a 6 hour thing? Like where it's like weird gameplay or whatever, but we can continue the story? Because I think that if they did a solo game for him, it wouldn't be the traditional way they're doing it now.
Yeah, I don't think it would be as good too. I guess that would be the point, but I don't think that would be as.
I think if it has to. It wouldn't be as good. Game. I think it has to be a short game. It can't be a full.
What would you call it? Son of War,
or just Son of Kratos?
I don't like that.
I don't know.
Son of War is better.
Son of War is fine. It's not my favorite still.
Prince of War.
Prince of War.
Yeah.
But
Prince of War.
Like I don't know, cause there's like a lot of like weird games that come out like that are like alongside the main series, but they're like a different kind of game. Mm-hmm. Just don't make it like a tactics or card game. I don't like tactic games.
That'd be horrible. Why would you even put that idea out there? What if they're like, oh, we could do that.
We could do that. Like there's a Kingdom Hearts spin-off that's like it's a card game. Like it's cards. Like and I was like it was on Game Boy. I never could get into it. I tried multiple times.
That's horrible.
Yeah. There's a weird Bayonetta prequel coming out too with like a weird art style. It's a whole different kind of game. Mm-hmm. But anyways, what was your thing? Okay, so the other thing.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh. You typed Apple versus Android, but you said that's not what your intent the type was.
Yeah, I just wanted to hit on this little note. You know what it comes down to? Because I've kind of gotten back into like the YouTubers and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm watching those, just mainly Marquez and some Flossie.
Or like just Texta?
Huh?
Just Texta?
Yeah. It's just like, how to articulate this. Android is like where the fun is at. If that makes sense.
What with what thing?
Android is where the fun is.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the whole space. Android is where the fun's at.
Well,
and there's so many different ideas, and there's so many different people driving the ideas, and there's always something there. And if you don't like, what is it right now? One UI, then you could do
there's a bunch of UI.
OnePlus UI. You could do Oppo, not Oppo. What is it? Xiaomi's UI. I forget the name. Or you could do, like there's so many different UIs, and
it's not called Tencent, is it?
No.
I forgot what it's called.
Or you could just do stock Android like the Pixel runs. Like, there's so many different avenues you can go down, and then design. Like, there's so many different design things you could do as far as, do you want to flip? Do you want a ice cream sandwich? Do you want to fold like a book? Do you want like a smaller thing? Do you want a gaming phone with like RGB lights and all that on it? Like, it's just about like, I don't know. It's just like.
I think Android's always kind of been. Android's always where the ideas start, and then Apple will wait, and then when they see where they can do it their way, and then add it in, they'll add it in.
And it's kind of just like, on the Apple side, I can understand completely now how, because I used to not be able to. Mm-hmm. I can understand completely now how people would just get the new iPhone, and it's just like, okay, new iPhone, take it out of the box, okay, we're good for the year. We're good, nothing else to do. I get it, because like that's mainly what it is. It's like you just set it up, you open it, it's good. You put all your stuff on there, you don't have to think about it again. And it's like, it's cool, but it's just like, it's not fun, and it's not sophisticated for someone who enjoys tech. Like, it's cool, and some of the cooler stuff happens when you have other stuff in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it should be that way. Like, to this day, when I'm working on something on my phone, and I can send it directly to my iPad with one button, and it just pops up everything I was on, that's still great. Like, and that's a unique experience when I'm working on, or when there's a video and I can just like share, go like that, and throw it to my iPad basically, and it just turns on, unlocks, and it's there right where I was watching it. Like, stuff like that is cool, but you shouldn't have to have.
I couldn't find that on Amazon.
Shut up! You shouldn't have to have a whole nother device for you to have like cool moments within the ecosystem, and that's just something that I've realized. But also I do know enough about myself to know that it's not just like throw this in the trash. Like, I just need to buy an Android phone and cash and just carry both, because that's
your future.
That's the type of person that I am, if that's what I want to do. So I can have an iPhone for the great communication and stuff that it has, but also still have a phone that I'm like, yeah, this is the flip phone. Look, guys, it flips and it does this. Or have the nothing phone, like, yeah, oh, who texted me? Oh, the lights is on that side. Oh, okay, that's my mom. Like, it's cool to have both.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get my next phone's probably gonna be the Fold, and like, I know somebody who has it, and he has it. People have actually commented because we have a few foldable phones on here, and like when she wants to show you something, it's fun. Like, and then like she's doing it, and then it doesn't always work. 'Cause sometimes the screens don't interact like you would think. The software's not 100%, but when it works, it's cool. 'Cause like she'll be like, oh, this picture, and then she opens up the phone and then just shows it to you, and it's just like that's cool. Like, stuff like that, or showing a video to somebody, and it's just like this massive screen. It's cool. I like this because it just goes in my pocket, and I don't really have to think about it, and it's really light, and it's just, you just think less about it, especially about the screen. But it does have problems, like the crease, the what's it called, wears out eventually. The screen or the screen protector. It doesn't last forever. You get, I don't know, 100,000 folds or whatever, but you start seeing the seam and stuff. So it's not perfect, but I don't know. We'll see when the 5s come out, if they're the new ones.
We'll see.
'Cause I think they're teasing them already.
Yeah, because this year was not a big jump.
Nah.
The 4 was
It was barely anything.
The 4 line was like, yeah, it was barely anything, and that's how this year's 23 line is gonna be. Like they transitioned all the phones to that little, to without the housing on the cameras, like just the holes, and that's gonna be about it. Like,
yeah, I think there has to be a big jump for the Flip and the Fold this year because I have the 3, and all the features that came to the 4 I have now. So like where you can like. Because it was only like 2 or 3 things. Well, the big one was being able to change, you'd like turn on your Wi-Fi and stuff.
Yeah.
That I was like, that's perfect. Like that's like, it should be used for that. The only thing if they made the screen bigger, like if it was half this, if it was this whole thing, that would be so cool.
I still stand by my favorite one is that Xiaomi one. Flossie Carter talked about it. It was a Xiaomi one. And it was thinner than the Samsung Fold. It was thinner, and it was thinner but wider. So the aspect ratio was like a normal phone, and then folds into like 2 normal phone sizes instead of you have like a narrow phone into 3.
Yeah, I'm used to it now, but it is awkward.
Like, yeah, that would be the only thing stopping me from getting a Fold, which is that. So I like the Xiaomi one the most so far of any that I've seen. Just for that reason, you have like a full-size phone.
There's software too that's already on the Play Store that will make the outside screen on the Flip do way more shit. But it's like, how much do you want to do on that tiny screen? But you can't like. I loaded it just to mess with it because you could like have home screen and icons and stuff and make. It was cool because you can like get the full music application and stuff. It was cool for that, but. It's like I'm not really gonna be trying to like really do a bunch of stuff on the outside screen.
Yeah.
You just want to be like, well, how like they do the what's that new thing that you were like really impressed with, like that thing on the top now on the iPhones, that goes around your camera.
Oh, the dynamic island.
Yeah, and they you just like it's just cool because it does a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. You just want to do a bunch of cool things with your notifications and stuff.
And I've also kind of learned now that Samsung is not the Android for me. It's not. It's too. There's nothing wrong with Samsung, but it's just kind of turned into the Apple of Samsung. So where it's like I get a Android to escape the kind of monotony of the iPhone. And it's like, I set it up and I'm right back in it, basically.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like, Pixel might feel the same way because they try to do everything.
It's fair. But, well, you know what Android phone that I want. We'll see what happens with that. Supposedly they're bringing out the premium model this year in America. So shout out Carl Pye. Send us one to review. We'll take care. We'll take good care of it. But... yeah, I don't know. I might just, like I said, get an older flip phone. A Motorola, the Razr.
The Motorola ones.
Xiaomi one.
People shit on the Motorola stuff, but they're like mid-range level ones that are affordable.
Yeah.
And they do a bunch of weird fold ones too. But no one gives them a shot. Motorola, they don't get a shot no more.
Yeah, they're dead.
I get a lot of ads from them too because they have a lot. They just have a lot of different phones.
Yeah. But it wasn't a versus thing. It was more of an observation.
I know when you typed, I was like, do you wanna fight? Are we fighting? that's what you want. That was your plan. Dude, should we talk? So you wanted to talk about football? Are we talking about all the crazy shit that just happened?
Yeah, sure.
Dude, F the Niners. Thank God they're not going to the Super Bowl. Thank God. I know you're like, I wanted to. No, I can't. I live in California.
Here's the thing. It's like,
I can't handle that shit.
It's like, I don't really care that much. The team that I really wanted to win was the Bengals, and they lost, so...
Oh, yeah, that was...
It didn't matter to me if the Eagles won or the Niners won, like...
Joe Burrow, they stole that ring from him. They stole it from him.
They really did. But he wasn't going to beat the Eagles anyway, so... And the thing is, the Chiefs aren't going to beat the Eagles anyway, so...
I think it was just shitty that the Chiefs won, and Mahomes was hurt, and they won. That's just like...
This is one of those things, like, but I will say, I would have 100% rather lost the way that the Niners did than the way that the Bengals did. Or the only time that I've seen a team that I root for in that far, the Saints, when they had the no call and everything. 100% would rather lose 38-7 than lose that way.
Just be like, it was a better team. There was no
That and like
the Niners didn't lose because their team
no,
wasn't
their
as
quarterback
good.
got hurt, and
Yeah.
then, but it's just like it's over. Like it's not. You're on the edge of your seat. You're like, oh, can
Yeah,
we
that
go?
game was on the
Can we
edge
make
the
it?
whole
It's like,
time.
Eh.
I'd rather see
You can see the
Burrow
score
in
and
the
you know what it is. So it's like, okay, we lost. We'll be back next year, I guess. But yeah, Joe Burrow is so good, and it's like to make it back to the AFC Championship, because even last year the Bengals, and it's like the Bengals last year during their run and everything was almost like everyone thought they were a fluke, just because the Bengals had been bad for so long, and so for them to go all the way to the Super Bowl, you lose it in close and heartbreaking fashion, but then you prove that it's not a fluke. You make it back to the AFC Championship game, and you're one play away from the Super Bowl again. Like
He's a wild quarterback because he does those like where he throws it and then turns around. How many people do that?
2. Yeah, he's in a class by himself. I think him and Mahomes are the only quarterbacks I think on that level.
Well, both of them just came in hot. That's not normal to come in hot like that. Usually, doesn't it take a few years for like a quarterback to get their footing and then, or is it just like right out of the gate?
Normally, it just depends on the person. It depends on the quarterback. Recently, it's been a little more common, but even still, it still takes like 2 or 3 years. Whereas Joe Burrow, his rookie year, you could see it, and then he tore his ACL his rookie year. ACL and his MCL, and came back last year, led him to the Super Bowl, and then came back this year, led him to where he's at, where it's like, this is year 3.
That's pretty nuts.
And it's like, even Mahomes sat on the bench his whole rookie year. So it was his second year, and then his third year, he was in the Super Bowl. So Joe Burrow was ahead of him as far as Super Bowl appearances, and his second year compared to his third year. But normally it takes a little bit, unless you're just that guy, like Brady. Brady, I think, won a Super Bowl his second year. But then again, that's his defense and everything like that. Like that's just how it is.
I heard a story about Brady. I think it was after he got the 4th ring, and I can't remember who it was. They were at his house at his gym, and on the whiteboard it had the city that they were gonna play in for the Super Bowl, and he's like, "Why do you have that up there?" He goes, "That's the last game." And then he goes, "Oh, are you like chasing Joe Montana?" And he goes, "No, I'm chasing Jordan." I was like, "Damn." I don't know if that was a real story, but it sounded good.
I think he has them now. I think he has 7. You think he has 7?
And
Yeah, he has 7.
does he have 2 with the Buccaneers?
He has 1.
Just 1.
He had 6
So
with
he
the
had-
Patriots and then 1.
Like the ocean.
But yeah, Brady is wild. I hate him. Wee.
He's wild, and I hate him.
Yeah, I don't think that's that crazy to say.
No, I spent a lot of time hating him.
Okay, take your bets right now. As a casual fan,
Yeah.
let's go through the list.
Mhm.
Where's Tom Brady playing next year?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I mean, just from where I'm at, I've heard he might go to the Raiders. I think that would be. I don't know how I feel about that. I would just have to play it out. I don't. It's hard to have an opinion about it, just as a Raider fan and Brady. But it's different. Everything's different now. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be cool for him to go to Vegas.
I'm gonna give you a list.
Okay.
You tell me where he's playing. So these are the teams I need a quarterback.
Okay.
So New Orleans, Indianapolis, Vegas, Washington, San Francisco, maybe. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to give you a list of quarterbacks. Tom Brady, where's he playing next year?
Out of those ones,
Mhm.
I don't think he'd go to the Saints. I don't think he'd go to Washington. I don't think he'd go to San Francisco. Raiders seems more plausible than a lot of those teams.
The only one I think you're tripping on is San Francisco.
You think he would go to San Francisco?
I think that's where he's from. That's not that big of a jump. And he's
He
wanted
is
to
from
go
San
there.
Francisco?
Yeah, he's
Oh.
wanted to go there before, but they said no. They didn't want him.
Is there enough support for him?
For sure, they
have
would.
him now?
Well, just were a game
they-
from the Super Bowl.
Will they just get rid of Purdy like that?
No,
Oh.
he'd just be a backup, and he'd learn for a year, and then he would be the franchise after that.
Oh, okay.
So what's your final guess?
I don't know, man. I say I feel like that'd be really shitty for Purdy to do all of that, like get them where they are, and then they bring in Brady, and then he has to go back up. I feel like that's pretty shitty.
Yeah, but he would get to play again. It's Tom Brady. You're only getting Brady for a year.
Yeah.
It's not like he's 30 right now. Like he's only there for a year.
San Francisco, I mean, if Raiders, they need somebody longer than a year. You can't spend all that money for a year with no
Yeah.
team, with no backbone. There's nothing built, right? And they're supposed to get rid of everybody. So, well, we'll say San Francisco.
Derek Carr.
Oh, Carr. Oh, Saints.
You think so?
Because it's a closed stadium, but I don't know all the schedules like that well.
Yeah, they had played 10 games, but so do the Colts.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, how many places is he gonna have to go in the cold for Carr? That's an important factor.
Let's see. New Orleans, it would be Carolina, but they've been scheduling that game early in the season the last few years, so it wouldn't be the cold. And that's about it.
Oh, okay. He won't have to go do the Giants or.
No, but if he played for the Colts, he'd have to go to Florida and Tennessee. Tennessee in the cold. But I don't think that Carr would care.
I think he should care.
I think he should, but I don't think it's going to be
He
on
don't
his
play.
list.
He's never played good in the cold.
No, I don't.
So,
think he
but the
has.
Saints with the not. I always forget it's not Mercedes anymore.
It's Caesars.
Caesars, yeah. I think that's a good
Superdome.
fit. And he's from Vegas. He's just played in Vegas, so maybe some of the sponsorships can roll over.
Stupid.
Yeah,
I would not want him on the Saints.
I know you wouldn't because you're a Saints fan.
No, thank you. But if we don't have to pay him that much, I'm cool.
If
It's
what?
better than Andy Dalton said. If they don't have to pay him that much, I'm cool with it.
Like, could Washington afford to get Carr? I know Carr's. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not top tier, super
Yeah,
expensive.
they could afford it.
But they can afford it.
That's a team to watch because when Carr almost won MVP, his head coach was Jack Del Rio, and now he's an offensive coach for Washington.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of where he could go and have
You have so much
similar
information in your head.
success. That's not that
okay.
crazy.
No, it is crazy. No, that is from somebody from the outside. That is crazy.
That's not that crazy.
Not only do you remember all the star players and all the teams, but you can
Not the stars.
Huh?
All the players.
all the players on all the teams.
Yeah, for the most
Okay.
part.
All the
I can
players
tell you
on
the
all
third
the teams.
string players that most.
But then you know where a lot of them probably went to college. Then you know the different, coordinators, multiple years worth of coordinators and head coaches that you can connect these like fucking lines out of nowhere. That's a lot of.
You got to know the big coaches and their coaching trees.
It's just a lot.
You got to know that.
Just to act like it's not a lot of information is ridiculous.
You
It's a lot
got to
of
know
information.
that the most popular coach right now, Motor City Dan Campbell, is actually part of the Sean Payton coaching tree, and he doesn't get credit for that when he is. And now Nielsen, the defensive coach, is coaching the Falcons, and that's all under the Sean Payton tree. But he's not getting no credit for that. That's crazy.
You know who I've been watching a little bit of just to get more football talk in my head is Pat McAfee.
You
You don't like him?
no.
I think he's funny. He says funny shit.
I can't say what I want to say.
What? What? Now you're censoring yourself?
Yes.
Why, you don't want to get the Pat wave or whatever they call themselves?
Yes, exactly. But also, his show is too unserious for me.
Oh. Yeah, they're playing a lot. I'm
Like,
bullshitting.
and I don't enjoy it. Like, it's fun.
You'd rather have Skip
It's-
Bayless or whatever his name
I don't
is?
even really like that show, honestly. It's fun, when that's what I want. But if I want information about a game or about this thing, or I want to hear about this situation, I'm not clicking on the Pat McAfee show. Like, I'm just not. And I used to enjoy it, and when it was just him. But once he brought, like, all of his people, I stopped enjoying it.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
And the part that I don't like about it is it's like a radio show. I don't like that part.
Yeah, I don't like that. Well, it is a radio show.
I know it is.
That's
a
why.
radio show, but I'm so used to the podcast format.
Yeah.
That it's like, sometimes I feel like I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
So I'll just watch,
I don't care
parts
what
of it.
Boston Connor has to say. I don't care what any of his other people in there have to say.
You don't think it's interesting when Rogers comes in on Monday? Is it Mondays?
No. Tuesdays, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, that's cool. But when it's like not Pat McAfee talking and someone else that's not AJ Hawk or Darius Butler, I could give two shits about what they're saying. I really don't care. And that's what a lot of the show has kind of turned into. Or it's just jokes. Or they always chant stuff and yell stuff. And I'm just like...
You're over that.
Yeah, just tell me what you think, Pat.
There's a lot of player podcasts now, huh?
Yeah.
Like a lot. Like I see the shorts. I haven't watched them, but I see the shorts. And they'll get like big guys on there because they know them.
It's fun. I like the fact that they're talking about it. I just wish that...
In accounting, the inventory turnover is a measure of the number of times...
Damn, I don't even know what she thinks she's hearing.
...time periods such as a year.
Alexa, stop.
Shut your dumb ass up.
I do like watching people do shop talk. Even if I don't understand it all. Like comedians and stuff. And like actors and stuff when they're doing shop talk. So I do like when I hear like or football people doing shop talk. Or like, I think it's funny with athletes. The first time I noticed it, because I'm not like, I don't watch a bunch of interviews and shit. But when the Last Stand interview, and how like these players like remember like freaking so many specific moments. Or if you pull up a game from like 15 years ago, they'll remember the score and they'll remember like a big play that happened. Like I guess it's because it's their life. So it's like
and that's everything.
It's just like, dang. When they pull up like some college game that they did in their first year, and they're like, oh yeah, that was like, we blew them out 38-6. And it's just like,
you have to remember that kind of stuff.
That's a lot. It is wild. I don't remember what I did 2 weeks ago.
That's your own problem.
Yeah.
You gotta figure that one out by yourself.
I have to get the Elon chip. No, I remember everything ever. I'm just kidding. He's not touching my brain.
Moving on.
I think we're moving on to that's it.
Okay, well, see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you. I forgot at the beginning to say like and subscribe.
So do it now.
So do it now if you're still here.
I know that there's like 100,000 people still watching. So
yeah. So if you get
subscribe
10%, that'd be appreciated.
True. Get us to 1 million subscribers and we'll give away 2 PS5s.
You see Mr. Beast, people were mad at him that he was curing blindness.
Yeah, it's like the bigger issue should be that it's not just free for everybody.
I know. I was like
that. You guys are focused on the wrong shit.
You could just, there's like a lot of people that could just get their blindness fixed.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you guys are focused on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Stupid.
When I seen it, I was like, geez, that's crazy. I seen the thumbnail, and I was like, that's wild. And then I heard there's controversy. It's like, man, when you're too big, everything you do.
Yeah.
It's alright. I'm not even a Mr. Beast subscriber, so.
Who's Mr. Beast?
Thank you for watching. We'll see you. We'll see you next time in 2 weeks, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll fix the set better.
You better.
Me? I can't be director and podcast creator and editor and producer and set designer. God damn. Fucking out of here.
Wait,